Hey y'all, happy Thursday. I ain't gonna be on here long. I just had to come on here and tell y'all the plan and where we gonna be at. If you wanna catch the lives. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. What's up, what's going on? Um I wanted to come on here and tell y'all where we gonna be for the time being until they figure out this. Hi. Thank you for popping in. What we gonna be for the time being? Cause I know they about to get ready to ban this TikTok stuff. So we gonna have to figure out what we gonna do, y'all. We gotta figure out what we gonna do. Cause after Monday, I don't know. I'm hearing all type of mixed reviews right about now. Hey, what's going on? I'm hearing that you're not even going to be able to open up the app after the 19th. Some people saying that you are. Some people saying that you're not. So just in case it's our last time on live on TikTok, we're going to make the best of it. And I'm going to tell y'all where we going to go and where we going to end up. I don't know. Wherever, we're going to see. Hey, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I'm ready to lay down at this point. Yeah, so I'm hearing after the 19th. I don't know if y'all heard it. I'm hearing after the 19th, you won't even be able to open up the TikTok app. They're gonna have to figure this out, cause they just gonna have to figure this out. Hey, Nita, they're gonna have to figure this out, cause I need them to fix this ASAP. What's up, y'all? Hey. I need them to figure out this TikTok ban or whatever they gonna do, cause this ain't gonna work for me. I don't like you know how you set in certain things and you don't like new stuff. I know sometimes we always talk about how we gotta get outside our comfort zone, but TikTok it did a lot. It helped a lot of people, and I don't like changes like that. You can't use Twitter, cause Twitter is over with. Facebook is so, Instagram is so, yeah. TikTok was, it was real cool for the people. Now we got to change and switch it up. I don't like that. So we going to have to figure out what we going to do, y'all. I been talking to a couple people today. Some folks been talking about Patreon, and some folks be talking about I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that because I feel like Patreon is, you got to subscribe and all that. I don't got time. I don't got time for none of that. I don't got time. I want my people to be able to come on here like TikTok and watch me whenever they get ready. We gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss y'all too. I just, I've been trying to figure it out, y'all. I'm trying to come up with some type of resources or alternatives for us. But right now we ain't looking too hot. I might can do Instagram though. I might can do Instagram. But Instagram, I don't know. I'm on Instagram, but I feel like Instagram is like real. You know how you got like a community and a family? You know what I'm saying? When you come on TikTok, you go live, your people gonna come and see you. Instagram, they algorithm ain't really, I don't really like their algorithm like that, because I don't want nobody to be coming in and be like, why this lady on my, that's just me. I don't know. I got Instagram though. My Instagram in my bio. So y'all feel free to follow that. But I'm just, I'm to the point now where I don't even want to be on social media. Because TikTok the only thing I really use, honestly. TikTok the only thing I use. I be on Facebook every now and then. Instagram, I've been trying to, build my following up, because I've been trying to figure out if I'm going to use Instagram once TikTok is gone. But I ain't really, y'all, I ain't really into it. I ain't really feeling it. I might, you know what? I've been telling myself, I was like, maybe this is a reason for me to fast from social media. Because once they take away TikTok, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I ain't gonna be able to, but I know I gotta connect with y'all. So we gonna have to figure out something, y'all. Anyway, happy Thursday to everybody that's coming in the room. I'm gonna say this. Um, I was on live. Was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Um, and I was a little upset, y'all. Y'all came in here, y'all let me vent. But I'm gonna say this: when I'm mad, I'm not really myself. You know what I'm saying? When I'm frustrated and I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm at I'm on a level where I can't really function for real, and I don't really like being frustrated. I don't like being mad. I don't like being frustrated. I don't like being in a place where I'm not me. You know what I'm saying? You know when you just you get frustrated and you get pissed off about certain things and it just take you all the way to a different level. I think that was me the other day. So I gotta apologize to y'all on the behalf of that, because I feel like, you know, that ain't really who I am. Y'all ain't never really seen me like that. And I feel like I was just rambling. I went back and listened to that live. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? What were you talking about? Be for real. But yeah, y'all. Um, I wouldn't do Instagram. They the reason TikTok banned. Um, Instagram is what it is. Instagram. Let me say somebody. Instagram is, you got a lot of fakers on there. You got a lot of people who, live the social media lifestyle. So some people, flock to that. TikTok, it had a lot of more authenticity to me. You got a lot of people on here who are authentically them. You have a lot of people who actually enjoy being themselves. They don't have to, fake it till they make it. Like that's the reason why I love TikTok. I love TikTok because everybody can be authentically themselves without having to do too much, without having to, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say this to y'all. The reason that I feel like TikTok is more authentic is because, first of all, everybody not gonna take their time out of their day to post a video. Everybody not gonna take their time out their day to, show everything they got going on. Like, everybody don't have time for that. And the people that do, we're considered content creators for that reason alone. You know what I'm saying? Some folks just wanna, not have to keep up with the hype, but just, you know what I'm saying? It's just, Instagram is full of hype to me. I don't like Instagram. I don't see how folks be. I don't see how folks be on Instagram all day every day. I can't do Instagram all day every day. I can't do it. Now TikTok, I can scroll on TikTok. I can get some information off TikTok. I can talk to a couple people, get on live. You know what I'm saying? You can do all that on TikTok, but Instagram, you can't scroll all day on TikTok because it ain't really too much on there to see. It ain't really too much on there that's exciting. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We're going to have to figure out something, y'all. We're going to have to figure out something. I don't know what we're going to do. But we're going to have to figure something out. I don't know how y'all, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm so heartbroken that I gotta find another alternative. So, hopefully they turn something around real quick. Hey, y'all that's coming in. Hopefully they turn around real quick. We're going to see. I've been trying to tell myself that you got YouTube channel. I got YouTube. I got Lemonade. All that stuff is in my bio. I ain't been having the energy to do it. I ain't really been having the energy to make new pages and all that stuff. But I got Lemonade. I got YouTube. So I did say once I reach at least 1,500 on YouTube, I'm gonna go live. Because you got to have a certain amount to go live on YouTube from what I heard. So, hey, why do we need to do anything? Why do we need to do anything or feel any type of way about what? I don't know, y'all. I'm in my feelings today. Because I've been reading all different type of stuff about this TikTok stuff. And I'm really in my feelings. So, I'm not trying to, I ain't trying to do all this extra stuff, man, about TikTok. What do you mean? I'm sad TikTok leaving too, but it is what it is though. But let me say this to y'all though. I have been in a great mood these past couple hours, these past couple days. And let me tell you why. Okay. When you start making decisions for yourself and you know your next move got to be your best move, it starts to get better. You know what I'm saying? It starts to get better and it starts to get, it started to get easier. You know what I'm saying? So these past couple hours, I ain't gonna lie, I've been feeling good. I've been feeling myself. I've been real focused. My phone been on do not disturb. To be honest with you, my phone lives on do not disturb, but I just been unbothered. For real, for real. Been unbothered. For real. Sending you love, Dolores. Sorry to hear that. Sending you my condolences. But yeah, y'all. I'm just it's been a vibe. Despite everything going on in the world, 2025 has been real mellow and cool. I ain't gonna complain too much because I feel like I be jinxing myself when I complain. You know, when you complain a lot, sometimes it causes you to go into overdrive and it causes you to overthink. When you always complain and we don't ever realize that it's people. But when you complain a lot and you complain about a lot of stuff that you got going on and you sit around and you think about it and you complain about it, you start to put yourself in overdrive and you don't even know it. I had to stop doing that myself because I was like, I was causing myself to go into depression. I'm over here complaining, but the whole time I'm driving myself into in depression at the same time. Didn't even know it until I actually had to get myself together and I had to evaluate why I was in that position and why I was like the way I was. So yeah, when I noticed that, I stopped complaining a lot. I don't complain no more. Sometimes you gotta realize like not complaining is going to allow you to see things for what it is, not for how you want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can see the other side of things when you're actually focused on the things that's in front of you and you can handle things one at a time. But when you always complaining about it, you can't really see it for what it is. Because the only reason you're complaining is because you want to be in control. But when you learn how to do this, when you learn how to take your hands off of it, and you learn how to, just peel back from things and just focus on that, you'll realize that a lot of stuff has only been ruined or only has gotten worse because you've been trying to control it or you've been trying to, put yourself in a position of being in control all the time. That's why like now, can't nobody really make me feel no type of way. I'm one of those type of women that I'm very cut and dry. So what that mean is I'm very simple. A lot of women are very simple, right? So when I get to a space where I feel like I'm doing too much, this is the healed me talking, not the traumatic me. This the healed me talking. When I get to a place where I feel like I'm doing too much, I take a step back, evaluate, look at it, see what it is, see what what's going wrong, if something is going wrong, and then I make my decision. I used to make my decisions based off how I felt in that moment, which ruined a lot of opportunities for me. When you make your decision in that moment and you just think rationally without actually thinking about it, you cause yourself to miss out on opportunities. Not only will you miss out on opportunities, you will miss out on people that you need in your life sometimes at that moment in your life, you might need that specific person to help you unlock a new level of where you're trying to go. So what that means is you can't always think with the mindset of everybody's out to get me or everybody is trying to, ruin what I got going on. No, some folks they need to be right there in your life at that moment in time because you never know, you might be learning something from them in order for you to get to where you're going. So what I had to realize is me missing out on opportunities because of my mindset and the lack of thinking, right? I couldn't even really get to where I was going because I was missing out on opportunities because I wanted to be in control so much. You know what I'm saying? So I had to change. I had to also change my way of thinking. I had to change my mindset and get ready for, preparation. We're preparing to get to that space, right? So, I ain't gonna lie. I missed out on a lot of opportunities, y'all. A whole bunch. I missed out on a whole bunch of opportunities, but what I had to do was I had to really caused myself to go into a place where I take accountability. Taking accountability is everything. You feel what I'm saying? You got to learn how to take accountability in order for you to understand that sometimes our actions put us in positions to not really see who we are and see what we're doing in certain situations, because we're not really taking accountability for the fact that regardless to what people do to us, we allow certain things to a certain extent. So when you place yourself in that, did you say complaining is you needing to be in control? Let me go back. Let me rewind and say what I said. I said complaining causes you to be frustrated because you cannot be in control. So what that means is when you always complaining about something and you always upset about something, the reason that you're upset 9 times out of 10 is because you can't control it. So in certain situations, when you are in control, you don't complain as much. If you notice that 9 times out of 10, when a person is in control, they not gonna be complaining because they know they gonna be in control of the outcome. When you're not in control of the outcome, that's what caused you to go into an overthinking status, and now you're in a place where you're complaining about it because you don't know how it's going to end. One thing I had to understand was that's why I was so messed up. Like I said, I missed out on opportunities because I allowed myself to be placed in this confinement. Like we always talk about this, I was placing myself in this position of always wanting to be in control, and I missed out on opportunities because I was complaining about things that I really didn't want to do because I didn't know how it was going to end. Sometimes we try to save ourselves the embarrassment of not being in situations because we're not a master at those situations yet. See, so some of y'all are not masters at certain situations. So that's why a lot of people run from things that they're not used to. A lot of men run from love that they're not used to, right? Because they don't know how it's going to end. So since they're not in control, then they take themselves out of that situation and put themselves in a situation that puts them in control. Same thing with some women. Some women have not really experienced what true love is before. So what they do is, if they get scared and they feel like they're experiencing it, some people that are still in traumatic situations or traumatic mindsets, they cause themselves to be taken out of it so they can be in a situation where they can be in control. That's really called manipulation. A lot of folks don't like to believe it, but that's the truth. You can manipulate yourself into thinking that being in control is the best thing for you, but really and truly it's not. Sometimes you got to look at the self-manipulation. You can't just look at people manipulating you. Look at the self-manipulation, and you will see how far you have been set back because of the lack of thinking. And since you put yourself in overdrive, you don't even allow yourself to really see it for what it is. So now that I understand, I get it now. And I understand why I was in those situations. I understand why I missed out on opportunities or I missed out on certain people that needed to be in my life because I was trying to be in control. So now I have fixed that. So now I understand that sometimes I used to put myself in those situations because I used to always want to be ahead of the game. But really I was setting myself behind. I was setting myself back. Didn't even know it. You're not putting yourself ahead just because you're in control. You're actually setting yourself back because you are in control, because you want to control the narrative. The narrative is not yours to control all the time. Because your story was already written before you got here. So when you realize that, you'll realize a lot of stuff that you're doing in your life is wrong. A lot of us feel like everything that we do in our life is right because it makes us comfortable. So when you get in a place of being comfortable, sometimes you got to realize like that's what causes you to be in a space where you're not allowing yourself to see things for what it is. Because the truth of the matter is that like, unfortunately, some folks don't really allow things to really pan out the way that it should because you're trying to be in control of it all the time. So if you're in control of every situation, that's what's going to cause you to go into overdrive mentally. Because now, first of all, you're going to be drained. Secondly, you're going to always be in a place where you're controlling the end game. So now you're not even allowing yourself to really see the real result because you're always trying to do things yourself. or do things by yourself or control what's about to get ready to happen. You can't be 10 steps ahead of the game all the time. You can't. Sometimes you got to let things just happen in the moment. That's the best. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't realize that's the best way to live. Letting that moment happen and living in that moment is the best place you can ever be in your life. But when you're always trying to be in control and you always trying to get 10 steps ahead of the game, that's what causes you to be in this place of depression. Because when it don't end the way that you want it to, now you're upset and now you're frustrated. Just hold on. Slow down. I told somebody this the other day. I had a client, y'all. And she was talking to me. She was like, I just want to do all of these great things. And that's cool. You do all of those great things. But when you tap into demonic spirits that you're not ready for, because she was going to get tarot card readings and she was trying to predict her future and she was trying to control how it was going to be. She put herself in depression just because she didn't realize that the whole time you're going to get tarot card readings trying to predict your future, you're causing yourself to go into overdrive because you feel like you can control what's about to get ready to happen. Instead of you living in a moment and letting things pan out the way that it should, you're allowing yourself to go into depression because you feel like you are supposed to be in control when you're not. You're not. You're not in control, unfortunately. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know you want to be, but you're not. I told somebody that the other day. I said it's so crazy how some people want to be in control of their life so bad that they cause themselves to go into depression and they don't even realize that's a self-inflicting wound. When you realize that that's a self-inflicting wound, you will stop doing what you're doing. You will stop it. But the reason that you can't is because you have been living that way for so long and you think that it's right. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. So here we are back at square one, right? Now we gotta redo everything that we thought was correct. Now we got to go back to the drawing board and see where we can start from. Now we got to put the puzzle back together again because some pieces are actually missing. We just tried to fit some pieces in our puzzle and now it looked like it's complete, but it's not. Because you still got to go through different things to get those missing pieces to complete your puzzle. See, a lot of y'all don't understand, that's what life is about. Completing the puzzle. And in order for you to complete the puzzle, each level has a puzzle piece. Each level of your life, each chapter of your life has a puzzle piece. So if you're not getting all of the pieces, come on now. If you're not getting all of the pieces to the puzzle, guess what? Your puzzle is not complete. So a lot of us have tried to fill these missing pieces by doing things that makes us feel like it's complete, but it's not. It's not. It's a lot of stuff that we probably done missed out on. But the fact that we have allowed ourselves to really think that it's done, it's really not. You got a lot of stuff to learn. You got a lot of people to come across. Unfortunately, you got a lot of traumatic situations you got to go through in order for you to learn different lessons. It is what it is, but you got to be willing enough to do it. See, some of us live life by trying not to go into situations and get hurt. Everybody's mindset is like, I don't want to go in, I don't want to deal with that no more. I don't want to do that no more. And you don't even realize, and a lot of us women, we have a problem with this all the time. You don't even realize that sometimes when you have the mindset of not getting hurt, that's what puts you in the positions of getting hurt. A lot of times you don't realize that your mindset and you attracting those things because your mindset is placing you in those positions. So when I really realized, I got tired of dealing with daddy issues. I got tired of dealing with trauma. I got tired of dealing with toxic cycles. I had to really take myself out of those situations, but also take myself out of that mindset because it was causing me to be in these positions where I always had the mindset, I don't want to deal with that no more. Or I don't want to deal with these type of people no more. But I was placing myself in those positions because my mindset was still there. A lot of y'all don't realize, like, when you try to be in control, you don't realize how big of an impact your mindset is when it comes down to where you're trying to go. You How can I put this in a totally nice way? How do you get out the mindset? So first of all, getting out the mindset is you gotta put yourself in a position of understanding that first of all, you're not where you are not what you have been through. So if you realize that part, you'll realize that a lot of stuff that you've been through was not your fault. So a lot of times you gotta put yourself in a position of thinking, the only thing that is my fault is if I continue to live here or if I continue to stay here in this place. So when you realize that everybody's actions towards you is not your fault and it's outside of your control, then that's when you will realize that a lot of stuff you have done or a lot of stuff you have held on to is because of your own personal feelings. You ain't gotta listen. That's your own personal feelings. You holding on to that hurt and that trauma, that's your own personal feelings. You holding on to that. You don't have to, but you want to control the closure. That's why you're holding on to it. Sometimes you got to realize 9 times out of 10, every situation you have been hurt in, you're not going to get closure. You want to know why? Because if they were going to give you closure, then 9 times out of 10, they wouldn't have hurt you. Because closure is not needed from people who are actually supposed to be in our life anyway. That's it. What you need closure from people who in your life. Like, I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. You don't need closure from people that's in your life. But when you try to control the narrative of getting closure from people that's no longer in your life, that's what caused you to put yourself in a position of holding on to those things. And that's why you're always living in fear of being hurt. Because you holding on to your past and holding on to everything you've already dealt with. You already done went through it. Why you still holding on to it for? That's like you working on assignment at your job. You complete the assignment, but you won't turn the assignment in. You already did it. You did the assignment before the deadline was due. So why are you still holding on to it? Hello, somebody? Hello? Why are you still holding on to it? You already went through it. You already know how it ended. Why are you still holding on to it? You should be holding on to stuff because you want to be in control. That's why. You want to be in control of how this person will come back and apologize. Or sometimes they don't even be in control. Some of us live in fear of being alone so much that holding on to things is like holding on to a little bit of hope. That's it. Some of us live in fear of not being loved. So we hold on to that little hope, and we leave that door cracked just a little bit. It's not gonna happen. Told somebody the other day, I said the best closure you can ever get in your life is getting up and closing the door. That's the best closure you can receive from anything in any situation that has hurt you, and anybody that has hurt you. The best closure that you can receive in this season of your life is getting up and closing the door your damn self. That's the best thing that you can ever do in any situation that has hurt you, caused you trauma, all of that. Don't expect closure from people who don't even know what closure is. Some folks don't even know what closure is. How they gonna offer you closure when they don't even know what it is for themselves? Because let me tell you something. If they knew what closure was, then they would have not expected closure from situations that hurt them. We always talk about hurt people, right? So hurt people only hurt people when they're not truly healed from the things they have gone through themselves. Hello? But my motto is hurt people only hurt you if you allow it. Right? Because I truly believe that if you really love somebody and you really want to be in that person's life, whatever a person is saying that you're doing to hurt them, you're going to adjust, right? So I don't live by that motto, hurt people, hurt people. No, they don't. I don't live by that because I don't feel like it's true. Because grown people have the ability to adjust. And when they don't want to adjust, then guess what? You have to learn how to close the door and allow yourself to stop being in those situations of being in trauma and chaos. That's it. So this is why I say stick to those boundaries and stay true to who you are, but also learn how to be okay with the simple fact that everybody is not going to give you closure. You ain't going to get closure from everybody. You're not going to get closure from every situation. You're just not. Unfortunately, everything is not going to happen like that. But sometimes always wanting closure in every situation, you'll realize that's also you trying to be in control. When I wanted closure all the time from everybody that did me wrong, I wanted to control that narrative of their relationship or their connection, whatever it was. I wanted to control the narrative. Now I can walk away in silence and not care. Now I can walk away and not give an explanation as to why I'm walking away. Now I can be at peace with the fact of knowing like I did everything I needed to do. I loved you to the best of my ability. And if you didn't love me back, then oh well. But I'm not going to stick around and allow you to not love me. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, we're not going to do that. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh, okay. Just saying. Like, it is what it is, y'all. Y'all know, like, I'm going to give it to you real raw and uncut. Some folks be like, I just be trying not to come in your live all the time because I know I'm going to hear something that's going to trigger me. Well, if you feel like I'm a trigger for you because you don't want to hear the truth, then you don't need to be around me. Yeah. I be trying to tell people that all the time. Like, don't come around me because you never know. You never know when God might use me to give you everything that you need and everything you were looking for. That's what we fail to realize. Sometimes when we're not looking for it, you feel what I'm saying? Thank you. Sometimes when we're not looking for it and we're not searching for the answer, we end up coming across the answer. And unfortunately, you don't let God know when you're ready for the answer. Sometimes he's just going to put you in a position of giving you the answer even when you feel like you're not ready in the flesh. Your spirit might be ready. Hey, Cornelius. You feel me? So that's why I say all the time, like I'm in a space in my life where I'm understanding that part right there. When I didn't feel like I was ready for certain things, I couldn't tell God what to do. I couldn't tell him, no, don't give it to me right now, or don't give me that answer right now because I'm not ready and prepared. No, he gave it to me when he felt like I needed it the most. So sometimes you got to realize like that just puts you in a position of getting prepared for the unknown. That's living in the moment. I'm living in the moment right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what he going to give me. I don't know what blessing is going to come. I don't know what's going to happen. But all I know is in the moment right now, I'm prepared. You got to stay ready so you don't got to get ready. That's the true motto. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You won't have to worry about being prepared. You won't have to worry about if it's the wrong or the right time. You won't have to worry about that. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready. Because everything that you feel like you might not be ready for might be happening for you right now. I told y'all. I went 6 months without having a job. About to be evicted. Didn't even know what I was going to do. Felt like I was losing everything. But sometimes when you feel like you're losing everything, everything is falling together in your favor. So sometimes you got to really realize that sometimes that's just how it happened. Sometimes things might be falling apart in the flesh, but the whole time it's falling together in the spirit. So you got to be prepared for that part right there. Because what looks like it's falling apart to you might be actually working out for your good, and you don't even know it. That's why I tell people all the time, I felt like my life was falling apart. I was losing everything, but I wasn't losing anything. I was actually gaining a lot. Because that whole time when I didn't have everything, my lights was off, had lack of resources, was trying to do things, I actually had time to think. Because I ain't have a lot going on. See, sometimes God places you in a position to give you time to actually think. Sometimes you got to be by yourself. Sometimes you got to be in silence. Sometimes you have to be in those spaces so you can have time to think. I had 6 months to think about it. I ain't going back there. Because now that I done thought about it, I know what I need to do now. All of that was preparation. It was preparation. So now I understand what it means to be prepared. So I won't have to get ready. That's it. That's it. It's that easy. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Because you don't know what's going to happen. But when you start speaking positive, and when you start thinking positive regardless to where you are, that's what everything going to start to get better. You are not what you're going through right now. And when you realize that part, you'll realize a lot of stuff in your life has only been self-inflicting because you feel like that's the end goal or that's the end game, and it's not. You still got a lot ahead. You don't know where you're going to end up, but you got to think that you're going to get there. You got to think that you're already there, regardless to where you are. It'll get better. But you got to allow it to. Sometimes we be trying to make it better on our own. You can't. Just live in the moment of where you are now and realize that everything is supposed to happen on the time that it happens. Like when I realized everything happened on time and happened in time, I was okay. I was good. Because you want to know what? You want to know what I realized? I went through a lot of stuff young. So that way when I got to where I needed to go, when I got the $1 billion and $1 million, when I got those things, I ain't got to worry about going through that stuff no more. I already did that in my younger days. This is why a lot of us have so many things that we deal with when we're young, because when you actually have a bigger destiny or you have favor over your life and you're going places that's higher than where you are, sometimes you got to realize it only happens that way because your destiny and your favor is big. When I realized like my maturity level, when all the other kids was doing other stuff, going out, going to the movies and this and then the third, I was in the house writing, trying to figure out what I had going on, trying to figure out why I was in a place where I felt like I was so old already. Like I felt like I was so old. I was 18, 17, 16. I felt like I was so old already. They used to call me grandma. Because I was trying to figure it out. But the reason I didn't understand, or what I didn't understand, was God was doing something in me. It wasn't because I was trying to be too fast and too grown. It was the fact that God was placing me in positions to prepare me for where I was going to end up at. Regardless to what I thought and what other people thought about me, that was just preparation. I was preparing. A lot of y'all preparing too. Or you have already been prepared. It's just up to you to identify the preparation. So when you identify the preparation period, you'll realize that the isolation period is even more impactful. Because now you got to pay attention to the isolation. You've already been prepared. Now you got to isolate with the idea. You got to isolate with the thought. You got to isolate with the mindset. So now that's where the beast is born. When you actually give yourself time to create and rebirth everything that you have went through, but it just comes out on a more positive side. When I realized that, When I tell you I turn into a whole beast, when I tell y'all my mouthpiece, I don't know. Sometimes I don't be knowing what's going to come out my mouth. I don't know. But that's just because I prepared myself. I prepared myself for where I am right now. Come on now. You got to prepare yourself because you got to isolate yourself with the idea and the mindset of where you want to be. So when you isolate, just know that that's also an impact on where you're going to end up. It's important. Take your isolation serious. I used to always feel like it was something wrong with me because I was by myself all the time. It ain't nothing wrong with you. You need to be by yourself. Sometimes being by yourself will put you in a whole new mindset, or put you in a whole different perspective of your life when you by yourself because you got time to think. Give yourself time to think. Stop always trying to fill voids all the time because you holding on to your past and holding on to what you went through. Stop holding on to that. Let it go. Set yourself free. Set your mind free. You can't really get no new knowledge or get no new lessons or understand new lessons because your mind is already clouded. It's already full. Let some stuff go so you can absorb more information and more lessons. Like I used to tell myself that all the time, Akira, how are you going to get to where you need to be if you're holding on to things and places that you've already been? Some things and some people are just supposed to be a flashback memory. That's it. But when they're living in your head rent free, you got real estate that you need to get rid of. Because some folks ain't paying the bills. Some of those traumatic situations not paying the bills. And you holding on to them. Why? Why? I'm just saying. Some of y'all not good landlords. Because you letting stuff live in your head rent free. You ain't even making things that you gone through and things that haunt you and traumatize you pay rent. So I know you ain't gonna be no good landlord because what is you still holding on to things for? Fill those spots with things that's gonna benefit you. Get your mindset shifted somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Experience new things. Go somewhere else. Because your mindset right now ain't where it need to be. And you wondering why you ain't found your purpose yet. I told somebody the other day, I said, how you going to ask to find your purpose if you're not even preparing for your purpose? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How you going to prepare yourself and you don't even know how to start the preparation? Clean your mind. Clean your energy. Clean your house before you put new furniture in there. You can't go buy new furniture if you got furniture already in there. What you gonna do with the other furniture that's in your house? You got to get rid of it first. So in order for you to do that, you got to take the isolation serious and place yourself in the position of being prepared for where you want to be, period, point blank. Period. What we doing? Time is ticking. Time is ticking. Every day we wake up, we getting closer and closer to the casket. We ain't got no more time to waste. We have no more time to waste. Time is ticking. Tick tock. Time is ticking. Sometimes you got to realize like we just getting closer to the casket every day we wake up. We taking time off our clock and we wasting time because we thinking about stuff we already done passed already. How many times you gonna pass it? How many times you gonna go back and rethink about it? How many times you gonna suffer from it? How many times you gonna allow it to trigger you? Ask yourself the question. The only reason that it triggers you is because you have not really isolated with the issue to find a solution. See, sometimes people use isolation wrong. Because sometimes you feel like isolation is you just being by yourself. No, isolation is you actually evaluating problems and issues in your life and finding a solution for it. That's why a lot of people don't really get nothing out of isolation. Isolation is really you problem solving. That's what it is. It's not you just being by yourself and you deactivating your Facebook page and deactivating your Instagram and your TikTok and all that. That's not what it is. Isolation is you becoming a problem solver. So that way, when you solve the problem and get the answer, you won't have to deal with it when you reach your next level. Some of y'all don't realize that, but that's the truth. Come on now, talk to me. Some of y'all don't realize that that's what isolation is. It's not you being by yourself and suffering by yourself and going through the phases of emotions. That's not isolation. Isolation is you becoming a whole problem solver to the problems that's in your life and getting an answer. The reason that some of us still suffer from certain things in our life and certain trauma and certain triggers is because of the lack of answers. Sometimes you got to figure out, you already got the answer within you anyway. Some of y'all don't be listening to y'allself, but I be telling folks all the time, you the realest one on your team. You are the realest one on your team. So when you looking for answers in everybody else, you really already got the answer because you really done already thought about it. You really didn't already, you didn't solved it, but you ain't really gave yourself enough credit. When you gonna give yourself the credit? You already got all the answers. Some of y'all gotta realize, like, when you get in places where you actually can solve things by yourself, when you figure out the narrative without having to do too much, when you see how folks act from afar and you already know what they mad about, you ain't gotta ask them what they upset about. You already know why they mad. You ain't gotta ask questions because you already done solved it. You already didn't have discovered the narrative. So you ain't gotta do too much. I tell folks all the time, when I know people mad at me, I don't be caring because I already know what you mad about. And if you want to choose pettiness over a friendship or over a dope connection, then by all means necessary, you can stay over there. But we not overdoing nothing. We not overthinking nothing. My mindset is also credible. Some of y'all got to realize, like, your mindset is also credible. The only reason it has led you to dead ends in certain situations because you always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. That's the crazy part. You give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but you never really lean on your first initial thought. That be the problem. The reason why some of us lose is because our business is giving folks the benefit of the doubt. You can't give everybody the benefit of the doubt. You want to know why? Because that's not what life is about. If everybody gave you the benefit of the doubt, you would have missed out on no opportunity that you came across. Sorry, not sorry, but that's the truth. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry, but that's the truth. I be trying to tell people all the time, like, how many times are you gonna be in situations where you overlook yourself? How many times are you gonna be in situations where you overlook yourself and you choose everybody else over you? Because see, now, when I deal with stuff in my life, and y'all might laugh, but it's the truth. When I deal with stuff in my life, I get everybody perspective. But once I get everybody perspective, what I do is I try to evaluate who perspective is closer to mine. So then, now that I have realized that everybody don't think like me, I weed people out just like that. When I figure out that everybody don't think like me, I know that everybody in my circle is have a way different personality. Everybody's not the same, and that's cool. But when I'm dealing with certain things, I'll get everybody perspective just to see who thinks like me. And then that's when I really realize, like, it ain't nothing wrong with how I think. it's something wrong with how I allow people to view me and how I allow them to, and what role I allow them to be in my life. So a lot of times you don't even realize, like, some folks just sit around and do nothing for you. Like, they're not a benefit to you at all. But the only reason they're not a benefit is because you don't make them benefit you. That's real talk. You allow people to sit around and drain you, and you don't allow them or make them benefit what you have going on or where you're trying to get to. Sometimes you got to really think about, your circle of people who you got around you. That's why it's important for you to understand it's okay for you to be in situations or be around folks that might not be on the same caliber as you, but they are on a higher caliber. But some folks be so intimidated, you don't allow yourself to see that for what it is. Sometimes you got to realize, like, you got to have somebody in your circle that also know how to power you up and give you power back whenever you're in a situation where you're drained. And I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about, like, energy wise. Like, you got to have somebody that's above you to power you back up, because nobody below you can power you back up because the voltage is not high enough. Just like you plug something into a socket. What that mean? If the voltage is too high, guess what? It's going to blow the socket. Some of y'all don't ever realize that, but that's the truth. That's the same way you got to operate in your life. Everybody don't have the voltage to power you back up. That's why you're always drained, because you have people below you that's lower voltage and they don't give you the same energy back. When I'm going through what I'm going through and I'm dealing with certain stuff after I get out of my rut, it's one person or maybe two people that I can call to power me back up. And I'll be good to go. I'll be good to go, because you need those type of people in your life. You can't always have people around you who always drain you. That's not going to be good for where you're trying to get to, right? So sometimes you got to realize evaluating your circle when you reach new levels in your life is important. Evaluating your circle when you reach new levels in your life is important. Now, it's cool if you still got a couple, friends from high school and middle school, and y'all was raised together from the sand. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's time for you to evaluate it. It's time for you to evaluate your circle. It's important. Now I've got to use your low voltage saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. But what I will say is this, though. The smaller your circle is, the less problems you have. When your circle expand, and I ain't talking about your network. Your network is different. I'm talking about your immediate circle. The bigger it is, the more problems you have. The smaller it is, the more peace you have. So I want you to take that and do whatever you will with it. Your network don't got nothing to do with your immediate circle. See, some folks be getting it twisted when they be killing me talking about some Akira. You kind of contradict yourself, because you said your network is your network, your net worth, and you got to build your network to get to where you're going. Yeah, your network. Everybody in your network is not your friend. They're a resource. That's a problem. Everybody in your network is not your friend. They're a resource. But everybody in your immediate friend circle has to be evaluated. Every level that you reach, everybody got to be evaluated. Just like at your job, you got a 90-day evaluation. We got to evaluate your job performance. Everybody got to get evaluated. Sure do. Absolutely. Yep, sure do. Everybody getting evaluated. Every last person. I got to see how you performing on the job. Because if you're not performing and doing what you need to do, then guess what? Termination has to be processed immediately. Like I be trying to tell y'all all the time, like, stop holding on to time and history, because time and history means nothing. Time and history means nothing. In this day and age, time and history don't mean nothing. You can know somebody for years and they don't even give you half of what somebody that just came into your life can. I done met some strangers that done put me on. You hear me? I'm talking about straight put me on. They done gave me all the resources. They told me I can call them if I needed something. It wasn't no motive. They actually helped me. But the people that's been in my life, it's like pulling teeth with them. That's why I be telling y'all all the time, stop expecting people that you have time and history with to support you. Because if they was going to support you, you'll be where you need to be already. Time and history mean nothing. Some of y'all can get mad, but that's the truth. It is what it is. I'm gonna give it to you real raw and uncut. Time and history means nothing. You can know people for the longest time, and they still don't give you the resource. They still don't give you what you need. You can meet somebody today or tomorrow. You can meet somebody right now at the grocery store that teach you a lot more than what somebody will that has been in your life forever. It happens every day. You don't like to believe it, but the truth of the matter is that's the truth. Cause let me break it down to you. A lot of y'all be talking about you never know what strangers' motives are. Motives? Let me massage your brain real quick. How do a stranger have a motive when they don't even know who you are or what you bring to the table? But the people in your life, you don't think they have a motive when they know exactly what you bring to the table and what you eat on and what you feast on? You don't think they have a motive? Oh, okay. A stranger don't even know you. So that's why I say I don't mind meeting new people. Meeting new people, networking is my thing now. Like I love to network. I love to network with new people because new people, listen, they don't know what I bring to the table, but it's the folks that's sitting at the table with me that I need to be worrying about. Come on now. Them the ones I need to be worrying about. They know when I eat steak and lobster and all that. They know when I feast and do all of that. But strangers who don't know me from a can of paint can't tell that. They don't know what I bring. So there is no motive. There is no ill intention. A lot of times what you got to realize, whatever your mind is set on, that's what you attract. You want to know why? Because you put yourself in positions. If you're dealing with trauma and you can't let trauma go, you put yourself in positions of always feeling comfortable in traumatic situations. So what that means is, when I was dealing with trauma and I wasn't going to therapy and I wasn't really letting go of my pain and my hurt, everything that hurt me, I was actually still putting myself in those positions because that's what made me comfortable. My mindset was still in that hurting phase, or still in that hurting area, that hurting space. So that's why I had to get rid of that, because I placed myself around people with ill intentions towards me. Y'all don't realize, like, even evil people, even wolves in sheep clothing, have a gift of seeing who you are. And if you're always walking around so timid, or you always walking around with the mindset, oh, I don't want to get hurt again, or live your life in the moment and realize that most of the time you are what you attract and you are what you think about. That's period, point blank. You don't even realize you put yourself in those positions because you always thinking about things or trying to avoid things. Now, I walk around with my light shining. I walk around radiating love because that's a requirement for me. And that's why I have been able to operate in my discernment 100%. I'm not walking around hurt. I'm not walking around in the trauma that I've been through. I'm not walking around in chaos. I'm not walking around looking a mess. I'm walking around and radiating love. I'm walking around and radiating the light that I carry, that I have, because that's the only thing that I know now. I don't deal with traumatic situations. I'm not triggered by the stuff I went through. That doesn't trigger me. I don't have daddy issues. I've healed from that stuff already. I healed from that stuff already. So now I radiate in love. I don't care how. Listen, some folks be talking about some, thank you. Some folks be talking about some, oh, Akira, you look so mean. It's not that I look mean. Because let me tell you something. You can look mean all you want to. But sometimes people are intimidated by your sternness, so they're not going to be attracted to you. Sometimes people aren't attracted to your sternness, so that's why certain people don't even try to attach themselves to you. People that belong in your life aren't going to be intimidated by how you look on the exterior. You want to know why? Because they already see what you got on the inside of you. If they truly belong in your life, they're not going to be intimidated by your exterior because they already know what you got on the inside. So that's why I say it's important for you to understand. I told somebody the other day, I said, they told me I look mean. I said, what you want me to do, walk around smiling all the time? Then you would think I belong up there at the mental floor at the hospital. If I walk around smiling all the time, showing all my pearly whites and just, how you want me to walk around? You want me to walk around smiling like that? Then you will call the police on me because you will say I'm crazy. Like, be for real. Folks be killing me with that. Oh, you look so mean. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't look me. What? Folks think you crazy. They be like, oh, you look so mean. No, I don't. I look how I supposed to look to those people who belong in my life. If I look mean to you, that means you don't belong here. That's it. You know, my dad told me one day, he was like, listen, anybody that is intimidated by you are going to voice their intimidation. Anybody that's intimidated by you, they're going to voice their intimidation by making an insult first. Anybody that's intimidated by you, they're going to voice their intimidation by making an insult towards you first. So a lot of times when people think that's cute and they be like, hey, that's so cute. That's not cute. Because you really just intimidated the hell out of me because now you're judging me without getting to know me. You feel what I'm saying? You see how they go? Some folks don't even realize that, but that's the truth. Some folks be thinking that's just the cutest thing. Oh, that's so cute. You said I look mean. I'm actually really nice, though. When you say I look mean, I don't even give you conversation. I keep walking because I'm the sweetest person you will ever meet. Matter of fact, I know half of the people who have said that to me, I know they probably really thought I was mean then because I ain't say not one word. I was really straight-faced then. I ain't say nothing because that's not cute to me. You just insulted me, but then you want me to turn around and talk to you. That's not cute. That's not cute. That's why I tell people all the time, don't judge a book by its cover because you never know. You never know that book that you're judging. That might be that might be the manual to what you need to unlock the level in your life. Don't never judge a book by its cover because the book that you're judging might be the manual to unlock the level that you're trying to get to. Period, point blank. Some folks miss out on a lot of people because they judge the exterior without getting to know them. See, if you live in fear, then that means you're not allowing your discernment to lead you. You're not allowing your discernment to lead you. If you live in fear, oh, what if I run across people who, use your discernment. I ain't saying just go out here and just be open and free. I ain't say that. What I'm telling you is learn how to be okay with getting to know people for who they are so you can categorize them to where they need to be. Because if you're just basing everybody off their look and their exterior, you're going to be placing people on jobs that they cannot fulfill or they're not qualified for. Just like some of y'all boyfriends, on the exterior, they fine as hell. But they don't qualify for the job, baby. You want to know why? Because you was just looking at the exterior. Yeah, he fine, but what else do he have on the inside that will offer you and give you the benefit that you need? Same thing with some men. Yeah, she fine as hell, just fine. Yeah, she fine, but she probably don't have the capacity of where you need her to where you need her to be so you can get where you need to be. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to realize that that's just the truth. You can't always look at an exterior and think that that's going to fulfill your need. That's not going to fulfill your need. That's going to fill your want. Your need is something else. That's why I tell people all the time. And I just made a video that I uploaded on Instagram, and I said what's so crazy is you might think you need a 10 on the outside, but you really need a 10 on the inside spiritually. In order for you to get to where you need to be, you don't need nobody who just look like a 10. You need somebody who's spiritually on 10 too. And in order for you to get to know that spirit, you can't judge a book by its cover. That's why I tell folks all the time. Like, when you got the total package, because some of y'all are the total package. You got the spirit and you got the look. You got the exterior and you got the interior. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But the people that just got the look and they still got to work on the outside. They still got to work on the inside. We can't do nothing with them. We can't do nothing with you. Some of y'all got to realize that you need, at this point in your life, this phase in your life, you need somebody whose spirit is on 10. Them looking like a 10 should just be an addition to where you trying to go and where you trying to get to. You understand? Some of y'all got to realize, like, you trying to climb the ladder and you trying to elevate. Elevation comes with your spirit being intact. You can't be around spiritually broken people thinking that you're going to elevate and get to where you need to be. Your spirit got to be there first. This is why I tell folks all the time, like, you can't expect for God to put you on a new level if you're not spiritually there yet. Sometimes you got to really place yourself in those positions to be prepared for where he's about to get ready to take you. And spiritually, I'm already on 10. I'm just trying to get to the 10. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to level 10. I ain't all the way there yet, but my spirit is. So that means I'm already prepared for what's to come. Because when I get there, I'm not going to lose it. When I get there, I'm not going to fumble it. So this is what we talk about when we say fumbling the bag. When y'all hear me say fumbling the bag, that's what I be talking about. Sometimes fumbling the bag don't mean money. It can mean opportunities. It can mean people of value. It can mean a lot of those things. Spiritually, you need to be intact in order for you to elevate. It's about that time. You can't be around broken spirited people. That's not going to get you where you need to be. I don't care how cute they is. I don't care how good of a game they talk. I don't care about none of that. Spiritually, you got to be intact to be around me in 2025. Because the places that I'm going, I don't have time to heal nobody from their brokenness. I don't got time to overwork and be underpaid. I don't have time for none of that. Where I'm going, I don't have time. That's it. The places that God about to get ready to take me, I don't got time to be slowed down. Because we going up. In order for you to go up, you got to be willing to understand that you can't keep on slowing down for folks who don't belong in your life in the first place. They don't belong there. If you feel like you always gotta stop or gotta stall just to accommodate these people in your life, they don't belong there. They don't belong there. Your purpose is nonstop. It don't stop at all. When you really tapped into your purpose, it don't stop at all. It ain't no stopping. It's like a train with no brakes. That's why I tell people all the time, being in your purpose is not as easy as people think. Because I ain't got time to stop. I don't have time to slow down. That's why when people walk away from me now and I lose folks, I just wave. Because I don't have time to wrap my brain around why they're unhappy or why they not here no more. Some folks want you to slow down so they can catch up. No, baby. You got to get to my speed. Cause I already been back at that slow speed. I'm not toning all the way down so you can catch up to me. Listen, I told somebody today, I said, listen, where I'm going, I don't have time for distractions. We don't got time for distractions. I told somebody today, if you want to be in my life, your prayer to God is you asking him to meet me at my final destination. If you really want to be in my life, I'm not slowing down so you can catch up to me. I done already slowed down before 2024. I slowed down. I procrastinated. If you didn't catch up by then baby, I'm sorry. But 2025, all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. You can't stop me in 2025 because where I'm going, I can't be stopped and I can't slow down. By the time 2025 I'm gonna be in a whole new tax bracket. I'm gonna be a whole different person spiritually. Like everything is going up. I don't have time. Some of y'all gotta realize, like, you gotta really pour that into yourself and understand, like, if you're going places, you gotta believe you're going places. You might not be where you want to be right now, but you gotta pour into yourself and realize, like, it's all a mind game. It's all a mindset thing, baby. You got to pour into yourself and believe that you're going to get there regardless to where you are right now. Don't worry about where you are right now. Just do the work. That's it. Just do the work. And tell everybody else to pray to meet you there. That's it. If people really want to be in your life, they'll get themselves right. I told somebody the other day, if you really want to be here, you really want to be in my life, you will do the work and you will make sure that your spirit is intact in order for you to be around me. If you really want to be here. Because see, sometimes you got to realize folks be wanting you to quickly adjust to them being in your life. But really and truly, you the prize. They should be adjusting to you. They should be adjusting to you. You shouldn't be adjusting to them. I look back on the things and the people I used to deal with, and I laugh now. My old friendships, old relationships, I laugh now. They made me feel like I wasn't the prize, but the whole time I was the prize. Yeah, I was. Same thing with you. You was a prize the whole entire time. Folks wanted you to feel like they were the prize, but the whole time you were the prize. That's why I say all the time, like, you got to start putting yourself in that position of being on a pedestal. That's where you belong. I don't care where you are. I don't care how broken you may feel. You on a pedestal. Regardless if you think about it or not, regardless if you feel like you on a pedestal. Straighten your crown up and keep it moving. We got work to do. It's a lot of stuff to do. It's a lot of time in a day. We can't waste not 1 hour, 1 second, 1 minute. We got stuff to do. And this is what I mean by when I say 2025 is the year of elevation. I feel it. But you also got to feel it too. Get ready. Get prepared. Prepare your mind. Shift your mind. Let go of all that stuff you went through last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Let it go. Because the more you hold on to it, the more space you're taking up. So in order for you to get more, you got to get rid of more. I told myself that the other day, I want some new stuff, but I got to get rid of the old stuff first. I want new clothes, but I got to clean out my closet and get rid of some old stuff first. Because it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. Some of y'all holding on to stuff because you want to be in a space of, feeling sorry for where you been, baby. Listen, you can't feel sorry for where you been because it ain't have nothing to do with you. People have their own personal issues that they deal with. They cause trauma to people that they don't really understand who they are. That's just who they are. That's just who they are. It ain't nothing you can do about other people's actions. But when you learn the difference between controllables and incontrollables, then you will learn how to understand. You can only control what you do and how you love. But the incontrollables or the uncontrollables of life is other people's way of loving and their actions towards you. You can't control them. You can only control you. And that's what I mean by when I say when you in control, you can control who you love. So if it's not being appreciated, you can take your love elsewhere. If you're not being celebrated, you can go elsewhere. Take your talents and your love elsewhere. You can control that, but you can't control other people. This season is personal. This season is personal. 2025 is personal. That's it, that's all. All gas, no brakes. We ain't stopping. We ain't apologizing for other folks' feelings. Some folks gonna get mad when they see you climb the ladder, when they see that you gotta lead them behind. They gonna say you acting funny. Listen, I'm sorry, but get in line and take a number. Because it's about to be a lot of people pissed off in 2025. Because where I'm going, I'm not explaining and I'm not gonna ask twice. You either get with the program or you gone. That's it. That's it. You either get with the program or you gone. 2025 is personal. I'm selfish this year. This year is mine. I'm coming for everything. I ain't coming for everything that I lost. Because some folks be like, oh, I'm coming for everything I lost. No, if you lost it, then that means it wasn't for you. Anything that the devil took from you, you don't need to go back and pick it back up and go get it. Go get something totally different and go get something brand new. I don't want nothing that the devil came and stole. I don't want nothing he done came by and picked up. Baby, listen, I want everything new. Everything new. I don't want nothing that I lost. If I lost it, that means it wasn't for me. I don't care what it was. It just is what it is. If I lost it, that means it wasn't for me. I want everything brand spanking new. I want it right off the lot, brand new. I want the paper to still be on it so I can peel it off myself. You understand? Come on now. Like, you gotta get ready and get prepared for that stuff. Y'all be talking about old stuff. How long you gonna talk about that? How long you gonna talk about it? You gotta move on. You gotta live your life. It's time to live. We listen, the more you hold on to stuff, the more you die on the inside. You don't even realize that you're killing yourself on the inside. Because you holding on to stuff that ain't even got nothing to do with you. You taking on everybody else's problems. You keep on talking about, I ain't gonna take on nobody's problems this year. You still taking on people's problems. You wanna know why? Because you holding on to that trauma. You holding on to stuff that people did to you. That's their problem. That ain't your problem. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing. It don't have nothing to do with you. Stop hanging on to it. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to let that hurt go. It's time to be set free. It's time for your mindset to elevate. It's time for your life to elevate. It's time for you to see some commas in your bank account. It's time for you to go get that new house. It's time for you to go get that new car. It's time for you to travel and take them trips. It's time for you to start that business. It's time. It's time. The time is now. And time not going to wait on you. Time's still ticking. And you still over there in your feelings. Get it together. Time is still ticking. And you still over there in your feelings. For what? Get out your feeling. Let's go. Get out your feeling. Let go. Get out your feelings and let's go. What we doing? What's the next thing that's on the agenda? What's the next thing that we gotta do? What's the next thing? We got a whole itinerary. Some of y'all don't even understand. Like, You know, ain't no sense of you doing no vision board because you don't know where God might take you. It might be somewhere bigger than what you imagine. I don't even do vision boards no more. I just write down my agenda and have a to-do list. That's it. This the next thing I got to do. God, what else I need to do? This it right here. Okay, cool. Now I can check that off. Everything big 2025. Everything. The big one, not the little one. The big blessing, not the little one. I be trying to tell folks all the time, like, your mindset is everything in this season of your life. Your mindset is everything. Change your mindset. Change your circle of friends. Change the job. Change change the family members. You can change, because you can change your family. I be telling folks all the time, just because you were born into a title in my life don't mean I got to still keep you employed. So don't think because you know what I'm saying, everybody can get fired. Everybody. My cousins, my aunties, my uncles, all of that. Because let me tell you something. You can make titles for whoever you want to make titles for. I be trying to tell folks all the time. Folks be like, well, what if my mama toxic, baby? Honor your mother from afar, but understand that she can get fired too. Everybody can get fired. Your kids, everybody can get fired. You control this narrative in 2025. And you also control the characters in the book. So if they're not living up to the role, why are you keeping them there? Some of y'all ain't boss enough for me. You be scared to fire people. Some of y'all managers, some of y'all are scared to make hard decisions because you don't know how to do the hiring and the firing. It's time for you to do the same exact thing in your life. I be telling folks all the time. When I made it to that level in my life where I started to manage people and I seen how easy it was, that's how I started to orchestrate my life. Because now I do the hiring and the firing over here. If I don't want to deal with you, I feel like you ain't reciprocating energy, fired. If I feel like you're lying or being disrespectful, fired. If I feel like you ain't giving me the time that I give you, fired. If I feel like you're not making me a priority like I make you a priority, fired. Terminated. Bye. Your services are not needed. Because I know the God that I serve, he's in a replacement business. So anytime I have a void or anytime I have a position that need to be filled, oh, it's going to get filled. It sure is. It's going to get filled. For sure. Because he know what positions need to be filled the most anyway. I don't lack anything. That's why I tell y'all all the time, stop being scared of folks being out of your life. Like, we be so scared of people being out of our life that we feel like we got to keep them there until something else come along. Baby, listen, let them folks go and let that spot be vacant. And you'll understand that 9 times out of 10, everything that you were looking for in that person, you really got it within yourself anyway. Come on now, talk to me. Yeah, that be the truth. Everything you be looking for everybody else or a certain person, you really got it within you anyway. You ain't really realized that because you've been holding on to this person or holding on to these certain people for so long. Everything that you've been looking for in them, you already got it within you. Once they gone and once they, do whatever they gonna do and they walk away or whatever, and you really isolate and sit with yourself, you'll realize like everything that I was looking for in that person, I really got it within me. I just needed to dig deep enough in order for me to bring it to the surface. That's it. I had to tell myself the same thing when I was after my narcissistic relationship. I had to tell myself the same thing. I was holding on to this thought or holding on to this person that wasn't supposed to be here, thinking that I was getting something from them. But the whole time I was allowing them to get something from me, and I didn't benefit not one bit. Because everything that I was looking for in them was coming from me anyway. Y'all know what I said about the cup. I'm going to tell y'all again because I feel like y'all need to hear it again. Sometimes you pour so much that you pour so much in other people's cup. Let me be specific. Sometimes you pour so much in other people's cup, you don't even realize you create an overflow. And that's why it looks like they're pouring into you too. It's an illusion. Sometimes you don't realize how much you're pouring back into yourself. You really pouring back into yourself. So sometimes when you're pouring into people who don't belong in your life, you don't even realize how much you're giving back to yourself. And it's so mind-boggling because when they walk away from you, you feel like your world has ended and you have lost everything, when you have really been there for yourself this whole entire time. You just have not allowed yourself to see that. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all not ready. Y'all sitting up here looking at me. I'm looking at y'all. Y'all looking at me. Y'all done stop tapping the screen and everything. It's the truth. You ain't never really thought about it like that, but that's the truth. You have created an overflow. And that's why it's so mind-boggling, because when people walk away from you, you feel like you losing something. You're really not losing anything. You're really gaining a lot, because everything now that you have been pouring into them, you can pour back into yourself. Come on now. Thank you, Carlito. Period. That was dope. What was that? That was an umbrella? Send me another one of them. I like that. No, but that's serious though. You never thought about it like that, huh? You want to know why you ain't thought about it? Because you've been so busy not being rejected or not feeling rejected and neglected. So sometimes you got to feel like, you got to understand, like, that loneliness and that, disheartening feeling is you actually not allowing yourself to really take into consideration of who you truly are. So now you got to really take yourself to that mind space. Like you are all of that in a bag of chips. You are that girl, or you are that guy. You are. But you got to really realize that, and you got to take yourself to those spaces so you can actually understand. Like, when I realized that, I became a whole different person. I'm talking about a whole beast. You talking about a whole beast? I became a whole beast. I scared myself because I didn't know I had it in me. Sometimes when you get to new levels in your life, you don't even know what you have within you until you unlock it. You will never know what's behind the door until you open it. Come on now. You got to be willing to do that. Open the door. See what's behind there. Discover new things. You got to be willing to do that, baby. Yeah. And when you do that, that's when you get to where you need to be. And that's how you progress to where you need to be. You got to take some stuff out, because it's weighing you down. I told the story about the car going over the hill a couple years ago. I said sometimes when your trunk is full, you can't really get over the top of the hill to get to the other side, because you're so weighed down by stuff in your trunk from your past. That's what's holding you back. That's what's weighing your car down. That's why you gotta really place yourself in positions of understanding. You gotta empty some of that stuff out in order for you to get to the other side of the mountain. And in order for you to get to that other side, you gotta be willing enough to let some things and some people go. That's it. That's it. Some stuff gotta go. Some people gotta go. I just seen somebody in the comments talking about you had a breakdown yesterday. Let me learn you something real quick. That breakdown wasn't for you. That breakdown was for the person that hurt you. And let me tell you why. Sometimes our breakdowns don't be personal. Sometimes our breakdowns actually be to save our life. And let me tell you why. When you're broken, sometimes being broken is an illusion for people who are in the business of using you. Because when you're broken, that mean they no longer have a use for you, right? So that allows them to actually walk away scot-free. And that's what allows them to walk away from you with ease. Okay? Sometimes being broken is the lifesaver. When I realized that, baby, listen, when I was broken down, I was actually being set free. When I was breaking down, I was actually being set free. Because the whole time I was breaking down, the whole time he was pushing himself further and further back. Whole time he was pushing himself further and further back. Come on now. Because he no longer had a use for me and my brokenness. He only wanted me whole for his benefit. Come on now. But when I broke down, he no longer had a use for me. That's what caused him to walk away. That's what caused him to walk away and go to the other side, to think that the grass was greener on that side. You understand what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down. Sometimes your brokenness is not for you, it's for them. It's the illusion that's created. You ain't breaking down. You actually falling back together, for real, for real. Because I guarantee you, after you get through whatever it is that you going through, actually after you shed them tears, baby, listen, you going to be a whole new person. That's what I'm talking about. God created my brokenness as an illusion. Because as soon as that joker walked away, talk about I got a new job paying me 3 times what I was making when I was with you. Talk about how I glowed up. Talk about how I got my breakthrough. Talk about how I started walking in my purpose and started touching other people's lives because God was using me 24/7 at 100% capacity. Come on now. You not ready for that conversation. Because the whole time I was breaking down, I was really falling together in the spirit. Come on. Yes, sir. I was falling together in the spirit the whole time he thought I was breaking down. Him walking away saved my life. Him walking away saved my life. Wherever he thought the grass was greener, he actually went over there and seen that it was turf. You can't come back over here because the level that I'm on is outside of your reach anyway. Sometimes you got to be seen, but be unreachable and be unaccessible. Just like an airplane in the sky. You can see it, but you can't touch it. 2025, you can see me, but you can't touch me. That's how far I'm going. That's how high I am. That's how much I'm about to get ready to elevate. You can see me, but you can't touch me. Come on now. You can see an airplane, but you can't reach it and touch it. Some of y'all got to realize that's how you got to keep people in your life and allow them to understand they can see you, but they can't touch you. When you had the opportunity to touch it or be a part of it, you didn't want to. So now, come on now. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. This is what I'm talking about it being your season. You got to be willing enough to understand. You got to drive yourself into thinking, I'm not breaking down. I'm actually falling together. I might cry about it, but it's not that I'm crying. I'm actually releasing. Because every tear that I shed, I'm getting paid back times 10. Talk about tenfold. I just told somebody the other day, one of my favorite songs out right now is William Murphy, Double. And if you ain't heard it, I need for you to go listen to it. He says you about to get double for your trouble, but triple for your trauma. Come on now. You about to get double for your trouble and triple for your trauma. So anything that you went through that was traumatic, you about to get triple on top of that. That's what I'm talking about. Double for your trouble, triple for your trauma. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. If you ain't heard the song, go listen to it. If you ain't heard William Murphy's new song called Double, I want each and every one of y'all on this live. I don't care if you listen to gospel or what. But when I say it's a whole message, and when I tell you it wakes up a whole beast on the inside of you, because now you got something to look forward to. You about to get double for your trouble and triple for your trauma. Come on now. Double for your trouble, triple for your trauma. Oh, they ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing yet. It's called Double by William Murphy. Double by William Murphy. Just type it right in, it should pop right up. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta understand, like, it just gets real in the field sometimes. And when it gets real, let me tell you something, you gotta be willing to lock in. And when you lock in, you're gonna turn into a whole new person. When you lock in, sometimes you don't even see things as a distraction. When I was distracted by my job because I was so focused on the money, God allowed me to be fired. I was terminated. Because now I'm not focusing on him. I'm focusing on the money. I'm focusing on things that don't matter. That's taking up all my time. Sometimes you got to see things how it is. When you have things that are taking you away from your purpose, God will remove you even when you feel like you're not ready. He removed me even when I felt like I wasn't ready. I was fired. But let me tell you how I got blessed at the same time. When I was walking out the interview for a job, my job called me and fired me. By the time I got to my car, the job that I had just had an interview on told me to come back because they want to offer me the job on the spot and I needed to sign the paperwork. Come on now. Y'all don't understand that sometimes things actually work out in your favor. I was on that job for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. Almost. Just about. I got fired. Terminated. And as I got fired, that same day, I had to go back into a job to sign the onboarding paperwork. So when you talk about grace, when you talk about favor, that's what we talk about. That's what we think about. So don't look at it as a downgrade. Don't look at it as a setback. Look at it like a setup. Because you're being set up for something greater. Even though you feel like you're losing. Even though you feel like you're losing, you're being set up. Bigger, better. Greater. Get ready. I ain't gonna talk y'all head off today. But get ready. Get prepared. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. We got work to do. We got work to do. Come on. Pat yourself on the back. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself for how far you've come. Be proud that you're not where you used to be. Because this time next year, you going to remember me and I want you to hear my voice in your head. Like, you know what? That crazy girl did tell me that I wasn't going to be in the same spot that I was this time last year. It's the truth. You ain't going to be in the same spot. Let's go. Come on. Come on, we're going to the good side. Preparation. Sometimes you got to realize, like, you got to be prepared, but you also got to be willing enough to take yourself there first, mentally. In order for you to get to where you're going, your mental got to be there first. I be trying to tell folks all the time, hey, stop always thinking that you gonna just automatically be there. No, you got to be mentally prepared, baby. God ain't about to put you nowhere if you're not mentally prepared, because he ain't about to let you fumble nothing that he give you again. I be trying to tell folks all the time, in order for you to hit the million and get the million and actually appreciate the $1 million in your bank account, you got to mentally be at $1 million. Your mental got to be there, because when you finally get it, you can't fumble it again. When you get the commas, you got to make sure you keep the commas. You understand? So mentally, you got to be prepared. You want to be a billionaire, right? You want to be an entrepreneur, you got to have the entrepreneur mindset in order for you to stay there and keep it. That's what I be talking about when I say you got to get prepared and you got to get ready. It's time for the level up. It's time for you to shift your mind. Sometimes you got to shift your mind and shift your spirit and worry about the flesh later. So we be so busy trying to upgrade the flesh and do everything in the flesh and, get the diamonds and get the, get the bags and get the purses and get all of this stuff, right? But what are you going to do with it if you are not spiritually intact to keep it? Come on now. You can't buy the bag and the bag be empty. It's the same thing with your spirit. It can't be empty. You got to fill it up with something. Let's go. Come on now. So when we talk about certain things and what we want and where we're going, you got to be mentally prepared and your spirit got to be prepared. Your spirit got to go there first. So when we talk about being rich and wealthy, we ain't talking about just money. We talking about spiritually too. You got to be spiritually rich first before you get the riches in the flesh. In order for you to appreciate the riches in the flesh, you got to be spiritually rich first. So when I pray and I ask God, I said, God, you know what? I don't want to just be financially wealthy. I don't want to just be financially rich. I need to be spiritually rich too. So when I get it, I can appreciate it a lot more and I won't fumble it. You understand? We want the riches in the spirit first. We want to be spiritually rich, spiritually wealthy. Because the places you going, you ain't got time to have no empty spirit. You ain't got time to have the nicest of the nicest things and you don't know what to do with it or you don't know how to keep it. It got to be in you, not on you. It got to be in you, not on you. That's why we say all the time, like, you can buy somebody the same pair of shoes you got. But if they can't walk in them like you, it's not going to be the same. You can give somebody the recipe, but it's not going to taste the same as the original. So sometimes you got to understand that part too. I can give you the recipe all day long, but it ain't going to taste like mine though. It ain't. I can give you the recipe, but it ain't going to taste like the original. It got to be in you, not on you. So I say all that to say this. Give yourself a round of applause for today. Clap for yourself. Be proud of yourself. You might have cried today. That's all right. You got 5 minutes to cry about it. Then you wipe your tears and keep it moving. You understand? We gotta walk around with our chin up, chest out, crown straight, and we gotta get to it. We got a lot of work to do. We gotta get to it. Some resources don't last forever. Like TikTok, it ain't lasting forever. So some of y'all that came across me, hopefully this not the last time you see me. Hopefully we can stay connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But what I will tell you is this. Everything don't happen by coincidence. Everything happens on purpose. And when you truly believe that, you'll believe that a lot of stuff in your life has not happened coincidentally. Just like you didn't enter this live today coincidentally. You came in here on purpose. Some of y'all was just scrolling, minding your business. And you just so happened to scroll on by and you stopped in here and you got what you needed, right? Everything happens on purpose. Nothing is a coincidence this season. Nothing. Everything happens with purpose on purpose. So sometimes you got to learn, like when you actually walking in purpose or you're trying to actually walk in your purpose, everything that comes across your life or every time something comes in your life has to be on purpose. Regardless of what, if it hurts you, regardless of if it makes you feel, regardless of whatever it is, it's with purpose. All right. So it's about that time, y'all. It's about that time for me. I just want to say something to a couple of y'all in here. for everybody in here, not just a couple of y'all, that if ain't nobody ever told you how proud they are of you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for coming far. I'm proud of you for taking the initiative. I'm proud of you for just giving yourself enough credit. I'm proud of you. So if ain't nobody told you that, I want to tell you that. But you also got to learn how to be proud of yourself. Okay? Congratulate yourself. Don't expect for everybody to applaud you when you make that 3-point shot. The stands might be empty, but you got to be willing to applaud and celebrate yourself. This season is about leading by examples, right? This season is about leading by examples. So sometimes, even when you have people in your life who don't do it for you, you got to do it for you. Because when you start doing it for yourself first, it becomes a requirement. I be trying to tell folks all the time, we don't take crumbs. We need a whole loaf of bread. I don't feed myself crumbs, and you're not going to feed me crumbs. So by all means necessary, if you're not coming with the whole loaf, then you got to find you somewhere else to go. We don't take crumbs over here. Everything I do for myself, when people talk about you got high expectations, you don't have high expectations, because everything you expect and require from other people, you give it back to yourself. That's what I be talking about when I say I lead by example. Because everything I expect and require, I give it back to myself. So anytime somebody else come into my life and give it to me, that's just the addition. So when we talk about self-love, that's what we talking about. Love yourself to no capacity, and you will understand that that's when you will start attracting people who will love you to no capacity, because now they see that it's a requirement. You got to give love back to yourself first before you expect anybody else to give it to you, because you are the perfect example of what type of love you require, or whatever it is that you require. You are the perfect example. So it's time. Yeah. That part. That part. I be trying to tell y'all all the time, like I'm real. I used to be real timid sometimes, but I just, you be like, how you do the live thing? Listen, you just come on here, you talk your talk, and you do what you're supposed to do. And let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. When you're trying to use certain things as an escape, it becomes your outlet. So sometimes when you're trying to escape from the world, when I was trying to escape from the world, I was coming across people that I needed to come across. So that's why sometimes when people say, oh, I was just scrolling and minding my business, yeah, because you were looking for an escape to whatever it is that you got going on in your life right now. Right? You got something going on right now in your life when you use TikTok as your escape. But sometimes you got to realize, like, when things are presented to you and it's something that you're dealing with right now, that's because it was supposed to happen on purpose, right? So sometimes you got to realize, like, when you find your tribe of people, that's where you feel the most safe and comfortable at, when you find your tribe of people. See, you just feel safe and comfortable with where you are right now with the people that you got in your life right now is because you don't realize that that's not the right way of living. But when you get to another caliber and a higher caliber, you'll realize that most of the time that you've been living wrong, and now you got to learn how to turn it all the way up, turn up the expectation, turn up the requirements, turn up all of that different type of stuff, because now you going up a notch. So you can't get the same level of love or do the same level of stuff that you used to do in order for you to be here, because now my requirements has gone up. Now the charge is going up. Now the price is going up. You understand? So some of y'all got to understand that your caliber shifts. So when you do things different and you reach a new caliber, everything starts to change. The prices are changing. It's going up. The prices ain't going down. This is not no rollback prices over here. We are not Walmart. The price is going up by the day. I be telling folks all the time, listen, when I go out here to the world and I leave my house, the price go up. You want to know why? Because now that I'm coming outside of my four walls and I'm being exposed, that means that God is adding another notch to my belt, because I don't know what I'm going to come across. I don't know who I'm going to come across. I don't know who I'm going to learn from. So now that I have been more exposed to the purpose, my prices is going up. My price go up every day. I be trying to tell folks all the time, my price go up every day. Every day. Every day God put me in the world and give me another chance at life, my price is going up. Sure is. Yeah, it is. Period. It is. Your price is going up. Every day you wake up and you hit that ground, your price just went up. Your price just went up. I don't care how broken you feel. Yesterday's price is not today's prices. So let's get it. Don't get it misconstrued. So when folks talk about some, oh, your expectations too high. No, it ain't. Your expectations ain't high enough, actually. You actually need to turn them up a notch too. Your expectations ain't high enough. I need for you to turn it up a little bit more. Because everything that you expect is everything that you require. And everything you acquire. You feel what I'm saying? So you provide it back to yourself first. So people can't say you got high expectations if you do it for yourself first. That's why I be trying to tell folks, you got to be careful with a higher caliber woman and a high caliber man. Anytime they do things for themselves, it's not an expectation, it's a requirement. So when folks be talking about some of your expectations high, no, you just can't afford the price and you got to find somebody that's a little cheaper than me. Go on back over there. Go on back over there. You got to find somebody who's a little cheaper than me, because I'm too high for you. I'm a little too pricey for you. Everything I expect, I require from people. Because I give it back to myself. I do it for myself. That's it. That's all. And whoever don't like it, we wave, we smile, we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? When you at a whole new level, you just wave and smile. I'll holler at you. Deuces, wave and smile. Bye. Deuces, throw your deuces up and just keep it moving. I done reached a whole new caliber. I don't even argue with people no more. I don't argue with people. Arguing is wasting time. When you argue, you ain't doing nothing but wasting time. Because you're trying to overly explain something that don't need to be explained. You feel what I'm saying? Some of y'all got to understand that when you wasting your breath trying to explain something to people that people know ain't right, and they know they ain't doing right by you, it ain't no sense of you explaining that. Them folks know what they doing to you. They know exactly what you don't like. They just doing it to get up under your skin so you can. Because I let me tell you something. The reason I stop explaining myself is because when I get mad or I feel like I'm doing too much, I start to stutter. I don't like stuttering. I got a whole speech impediment and people don't even know. Like, I stutter really bad, especially when I'm mad. So when I get mad and I start stuttering, that's how I know I got to shut up and be quiet. Because now I'm mad that I'm stuttering instead of me being mad that I got to explain to you. Because I don't like people to know that secret about me. I don't like people to know I got a stuttering issue. That pisses me off. I ain't gonna lie. When I start stuttering, I just get quiet. I don't even say nothing. I just be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I can't even allow you to get me out of character, because sometimes folks be trying to see you out of character all the time because they wanna have that control and that power over you. But let me tell you something. That's their game. That's their end game. That was their whole purpose anyway. To knock you off your pedestal and bring you back down to where they are. Sometimes you got to make people come up to where you are. Don't go back down to where they are. When you level up, it ain't no coming back down. So when you become top tier and you become top shelf, it ain't no going back down trying to get the rollback prices and going down here entertaining low vibrational people. Some of y'all got to understand, when you entertain low vibrational people, that's also what you become. I like being top tier. It's peaceful up here because everybody ain't up here. I like being top shelf because everybody ain't up here with me. Everybody not up here. So at the top, it get peaceful. It don't get lonely. Some folks be killing me talking about some, no, it get lonely at the top. No, it don't. It actually get more peaceful at the top. You want to know why? Because now you ain't got to compete or be in a secret competition with folks who's intimidated by you and your purpose. I be trying to tell folks all the time, when you actually reach the penthouse, everybody don't have access to the penthouse, so everybody can't get up there. But I guarantee you it ain't going to be no haters up there. It ain't going to be no people that envy you because everybody is on the same level. It's going to be peaceful up there. That's why I tell y'all all the time. It get lonely on the journey, but it don't be lonely at the final destination. It's not lonely at the final destination because everybody that belong there is going to meet you there. You understand? Some of y'all got to understand that. Y'all be talking about some, oh, it get lonely at the top. No, it don't. Because God going to place whoever need to be up there at the top with you. And you ain't going to be in competition with nobody. You ain't going to have to worry about people not loving you. You ain't going to have to worry about people using you. Everybody that's up there is going to be on the same level as you. Everybody's going to be doing what they got to do and minding their business. That's it. It's not lonely at the top. It get lonely on the journey because you finally figured out that you got to cut people off along the journey. And that's why it feels lonely when you actually going to where you're trying to get to. When you get to that final destination, it ain't going to be lonely no more. Come on now. Take it out your vocabulary. When we talk about leveling up, this is what we talking about. We talking about leveling up. We talking about leveling up. We're leveling up in 2025, not leveling down. So let's get that together. It's not lonely at the top. It's only lonely on the journey when you got to cut people off that's been in your life for years. And it hurts you a little bit because you got to get rid of because you realize they're not on the same level as you. Like I told y'all at the beginning of the live, I done told some folks, your prayer should be asking. Like I told y'all at the beginning of the live, I done told some folks, your prayer should be asking God to. I told y'all at the beginning of the live, some folks' prayer need to be allowing God to allow them to meet me where I'm going. That's it. Am I single? Yes, but I'm not taking applications. I can't date right now. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. When you focus, you ain't really got time. I don't have the capacity to date. I'm not taking applications right now. So I be trying to tell folks all the time, like, I like to be in my own little zone. And when I'm focused, I don't have the capacity to deal with nobody else. I really don't. I be trying to tell people all the time, being single is okay. It ain't nothing wrong with being single. It ain't nothing wrong with you. You working on stuff. You got stuff that you trying to do. But I'm just not taking applications. Some of y'all women got to understand it's okay with being by yourself. I had to talk to a young lady the other day. I said, honey, it is not good for you to hop in and out of relationships because you're not even getting to know yourself. You're just getting to know them. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times you don't even be in the relationship with them. You be in a relationship with the thought of who you want them to be. That be the problem. You feel what I'm saying? She got so mad at me. Well, how could you say that? Because I'm telling you that you really got low self-esteem, but I'm saying it in a nice way. You really got low self-esteem. You can't be by yourself, and it's triggering for you to be by yourself. You got work to do. You got healing to do. If it's triggering for you to be by yourself and you scared to be by yourself, you got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I'm just saying. You got a whole bunch of stuff to do. If it's triggering for you to look at yourself in the mirror and you're by yourself and you see yourself in the mirror and it triggers you, you got some work to do, baby girl. It ain't nothing wrong with you when you by yourself. You actually get to know yourself a little bit better. You actually can give yourself time to think when you by yourself. You feel me? You shouldn't have a new boyfriend a new man every holiday. Yeah, that ain't good. That is not good. That is not good. The love that you're looking for is within you already. Thank you. The love that you're looking for is within you already. You all over the place. I need you to come back to earth. Just saying, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I be trying to tell folks all the time, I'm a realist. Okay? I don't know how to be fake and phony. People be wanting you to be fake and phony with them and want you to play patty cake with them like y'all in elementary school. I'm not doing that with you. We grown. We gonna have real conversation. We gonna get down to it. Like the old folks say back in the day, if you from the South, listen, we gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We don't have time to be sitting around playing patty cake and walking around on eggshells. Some folks gotta realize people don't like to hear the truth because people are so used to being, coddled that they look for people to coddle them. But when they run across other people that don't coddle them, that's when the other people become combative towards them. Like, it's not that you're being combative. Some folks just don't like to hear the truth, and that's just what it is. Some folks call you aggressive because some folks don't even call you and ask you for your opinion no more. And I'll be thankful. Don't call me and ask me for my opinion because I'm not gonna tell you what you need to hear. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you everything you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I'm not one of those friends. So my real friends already know. You don't call me if you don't want to hear the truth because I'm gonna tell you how it is. That's it. Sometimes you gotta set that standard and set that tone. See, let me tell y'all something. Most of the time, that's why you're always being drained in your friendships and your relationships and all that different type of stuff. Because you're allowing yourself to be accessible by coddling grown people when you really need to be real with them. Let me tell you something. If you really be real with a lot of people in your life, they will not call you as much. That's real talk. If you be real with a lot of grown folks in your life, they will not call you as much. They wouldn't. I'm just being 100. I'm being for real. They wouldn't call you as much because they wouldn't want to hear what you got to say. That's why my family, they know not to call me. My family call me mean as hell. I ain't mean. The problem is y'all just used to one way thinking. That's why I can't fool with my family like that. Y'all think one way. Y'all think like y'all still stuck in the 1950s and the 1960s and baby, times have changed. And everybody's way of thinking is not the same way. You feel what I'm saying? I be trying to tell folks all the time. If you still stuck in the past of how life used to be, don't come and talk to me. Do not come and talk to me. My family be calling me mean all the time, and that's why I don't go around them like that because they trigger me. Because me being mean and me being real are two different things. See, a lot of times people want you to be fake and phony with them, and they want you to just, have their way of thinking. But sometimes you got to think and you got to understand. Some people not going to think the same because of what they've gone through and what they have experienced. Sometimes people got to understand that. So when folks call me mean, I don't be giving a damn. I'm telling you right now, I don't care. Call me mean all you want to. But one thing I had to realize was this right here. I'm only mean to people who get mad that I don't agree with them. So anytime you go against the grain and you're going against what they want you to go, where they want you to be, that's when you become labeled, and that's when they put a title on who you are. I don't like people trying to put a label on my character. My character can't be, my character is not to be labeled at all. You can't label my character based off how you feel about me. That's not who I am. I tell folks all the time, like, you can't sit down and have a conversation with me if you're not ready and prepared. Some folks think my delivery is aggressive as hell, and it's really not. My delivery, I meet people where they are. So how it come out is how some people need to hear it. You want to know why? Some of y'all be feeling so bad and so guilty about being harsh, but sometimes people that come to you, the way that it come out, that's how it need to be said. For real, for real. Most of us have that guilty conscience because we feel like it's so bad or we were so mean. No, that's how some people need to hear it. You got some people who have been coddled their whole entire life, and that's why they are still stuck in it. They're frozen in time. They ain't changed not one bit. They mindset still the same. They still in the same spot that they was in high school. They still doing the same thing they did when they was 12 or 11. They doing the same old thing. You want to know why? Because they have grown people in their life coddling them and titty feeding them. That's why. Excuse my language, but that's the truth. You got some folks who ain't changed because they're still being condoned. That's why a lot of folks don't like you. I'm just saying, you got some folks that's really like that for real. I'm dead serious. Some folks be getting titty fed and they be wanting other grown folks to do that. Baby, listen, that's a job for your mama. Go over there with that. You want to do all that? You go over there. You can't come over here and talk to me because I'll piss you off. I'll make you real mad. And it's not that I'm trying to. It's just that you need to hear it. You need to hear it just like that. Period, point blank. You need to hear it just like that. That's it. You need to hear it just like that. However I say it, that's how it's going to come out. So my family, when they be calling me mean, it be triggering me sometimes. Because people kill me not hearing your point of view. They just want their point of view to be at the forefront. They get on my nerves so bad. We went out on Saturday. And when I tell y'all I was so pissed, I was sitting there, I think I was sweating. I was so mad. Because people kill me trying to label you. You know, some of your family think they really know you so well. But you be like, you don't even know me. You know who I used to be. I'm not that same little girl or little boy that you raised, or that same, that same person that you be around. I'm a whole different person. My mindset different. I move different. You feel what I'm saying? People don't want to get to know you for who you are now. They want to remember you by who you was. I can't be around those people. I can't be around those type of people, bro. When I tell you I be mad, I be pissed. Because people kill me doing that. You know, people want you to stick around and wait on them to change. But anytime it's your turn to change and anytime it's time for you to become a better person, everybody be out. Everybody want to throw up the deuces. Don't nobody want to see you transform. And that's what kills me with some people. I can't stand that. Whenever it's time for us chosen folks and us people who give the most, whenever it's our time to really do certain things, people be so quick to leave. And I be like, where you going? I gave you your time to heal. I gave you your time to, you know what I'm saying? I gave you your time to transform. Why I can't have the same type of energy? Why I can't get the same love and the same patience? See, folks be wanting you to be patient with them, but they don't know how to be patient with you. I don't like that about some people. That's the same way with my family. Like, people don't realize, like, we know who we used to be. You ain't got to remind me who I used to be, but that's not who I am now. But you keep on trying to provoke me. So when people talk about how you got a nasty attitude, or they talk about how mean you are, or they talk about how low down you used to be, or how you used to be back in the day, and they make a joke out of it, it's kind of making you feel like all the work you have done, you've done it for no reason. And that's really why I be mad. That's really why I be pissed off. I have every right to be. Because you wasn't there with me when I was trying to fix myself and get myself together, but you want to bring me down and drag me back down to where I used to be because that's the person that you know. But instead of you sitting around getting to know me for who I am, now you want to still, you know what I'm saying, drag me to where you are. No, you ain't going to do that. That's why I tell y'all all the time, when you elevate and you transform into a new you, some folks' excuse to not actually treating the new you correctly is based off how you used to be or the old version of who you was. That's not me. I be trying to tell folks all the time, like, folks don't realize when they talk about how you got an attitude and you be over there minding your business because your mindset is different and everything about you has changed. You don't start getting an attitude until somebody provoke your attitude. Because now you done pissed me off. Instead of you asking me where I am or who I am in this moment, you'll rather provoke me by already putting a label on where I am or who I am. Like, that kills me. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do me like that. Please don't do me like that. Please don't do me like that. I be telling folks all the time, I don't have an attitude until folks say I have an attitude. I can be in there minding my business and straight up chilling. But I'm different now. I'm calm. I let things be what it is. Some folks want to trigger you because they get a kick out of that. I used to notice my mom and my dad and my other family members, they would laugh after they've triggered me. They thought that was so funny. They thought that shit was so funny. And I would be like, you got grown people laughing at another grown person's pain. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Because see, our skin folk, they don't believe in change. That's the problem. Our skin folk don't believe in change. They want everything to be the same. Until it comes down to them. See, they feel like they can change, but everybody else can't. You understand what I'm saying? So anytime it's time for that new version of who you are to be presented, they're not even going to allow you to present that new version of who you are because they get a kick out of who you used to be. They get a kick out of seeing you out of character and cussing them out. They get a kick out of you having an attitude and having a slick mouth and a smart mouth. And that's what proves them to be right. See, some folks get a kick out of that because they didn't have previous conversations or private conversations about you. So when they get a chance to do it to provoke you and trigger you, now all of a sudden it's funny. Sometimes you got to realize that's what pisses people off. Like, I be trying to tell folks all the time, you can tell what grown folks get a kick out of it because they always do it every time you come around because they want to see you on that level to where you used to be. They already know you probably didn't change and tried and you didn't transformed and became a whole new person, but they don't care because they're trying to provoke you to bring you back down to where they are. So that's why I tell folks all the time, like, all that toxic energy, listen. When Kendrick Lamar said he even cut his granny off, that was deep. That was deep. When that Joker said that in that song, go listen to TV Off by Kendrick Lamar. When that Joker said he even cut his granny off, that's deep. Because he's saying anybody can get it because even my granny didn't got cut off. Even my granny didn't got cut off because she didn't understand. I don't need nobody around me who don't understand. I ain't going to be able to do it. Hold on, y'all. I ain't going to be able to do it. I ain't going to be able to do it. That Joker said I even cut my granny off. That's deep. That's deep. Y'all. Hold on, y'all. My phone about to die. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that's deep. That Joker said he even cut his granny off. I feel him on that though. Sometimes you gotta just handle your business. Hey MSB. You gotta protect your peace at all costs, man. I be trying to tell people all the time, listen, you gotta be willing enough to do the hiring and the firing. Because if not, let me tell you something. You are sit around and be triggered all the time. And really it's not that you're being triggered, it's just that you're being provoked. That's the word I'm going to use. Triggered is you not actually being healed from those things. You can heal from them and still be provoked and still get pissed off. So a trigger is you actually not being healed from it and people still, pissing you off while you're in your healing process. Like, I don't get triggered. I get provoked. So when people poke the bear and they wake the bear up and then when the bear bite them, they want to look crazy. Don't look crazy now. It's too late. You done woke me up now. Now you want to look crazy because now I'm reacting to you provoking me. Folks be like, you got a smart mouth. No, I didn't have a smart mouth because I was over here minding my business. I didn't get smart with you until you provoked me to get smart. So now I got to turn up on you. Now I got to really show you what my education do. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time for that. I got tired. You at a certain point, you get tired for real. You just be like, you know what? Let me just go over here and just mind my business and put my phone on Do Not Disturb. People be getting so mad at me because my phone goes straight to voicemail. When I be at home, my phone goes straight to voicemail. Straight to voicemail. Everybody call don't come through. Do Not Disturb is a real thing. Whoever invented it, I wish I could give them a kiss and a hug. I wish I could. What the song by Kendrick Lamar, TV off, turn it on. I wish I had my other phone over here. I would have played it for you. This joker said he cut his granny off. What's the line he said? And he said something about even cut my granny off. Cause something about she didn't get it, even cut my granny off or something like that. Listen, that song goes so hard. When he said that line, I had to replay that like 10 times. I was like, yeah, you even cut your granny out? Oh yeah, that's my type of party right there. Yeah, anybody can get it. He basically said anybody can get it. Yeah, that's my type of time right there. I like stuff like that. But let me tell you something. I love seeing people choose them and making themselves a priority. You understand what I'm saying? He said he don't care who you is. I even cut my granny off because she didn't understand and she didn't get it. So don't think that I won't cut you off for nothing less. You understand? Some folks be thinking it's an obligation for them to be here, baby. It's not an obligation. You here by choice. But you can get cut off at any given time. For sure. Any given time, you can get cut off. Anytime. Anytime. Your presence is a present. I don't know if I said it some of y'all, but your presence is a present. So you supposed to be, listen, your presence is a present. It's not an obligation. People being in your life or you being in people's life is a gift. You ain't regular. Ain't nothing about you regular. You a whole big deal. And sometimes you got to really put yourself in that position to realize who you are. You feel what I'm saying? Realize who you are and get prepared for where you're going. And you'll realize that a lot of times we put ourselves in those positions because we feel like we need love to be outsourced. When really you are the source of the love that you're looking for. Everything that I felt like came from everybody else came from me. All I had to do was give it back to myself. That's it. That's the only thing I had to do. Not only that simple thing, I had to realize that a lot of times I was allowing people in the wrong caliber to love me or be a part of my life. Sometimes you got to realize some folks just don't have the capacity to love you the way you need to be loved. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Sometimes you got to realize that. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You can't allow yourself to be stuck because they're stuck. I tell folks all the time, they got the same 24 hours as you. What they do with their 24 hours is none of your business. Whatever they lack, they can discover it with the time that they have. But just like you had 24 hours to figure it out, they got 24 hours to figure it out too. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? That's it. That's all I got for y'all today. I ain't gonna talk y'all head off because your girl gotta go eat something, but that's it. That's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all. Follow me on Instagram. Go on, take y'all little butts over there. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. We got to figure out where we're going to go live at. We don't know We don't know the fate of TikTok, so we got to figure out where we gonna go. So I'm gonna let y'all choose which one y'all want to use. Whichever one reach the goal first. I gotta reach 5,000. I gotta reach 5,000 on Instagram. Once I reach 5,000 on Instagram, we can go to Instagram. If I reach 1,500 on YouTube first, we gonna use YouTube. So whichever one y'all want to do, y'all make the decision on which one we gonna do. Cause whichever one reach the goal, that's where we going. Instagram is the same thing. All of my all of my social medias are the same. I am Akira Rajane. So it's all one word. So whichever one you want to choose, or whichever one you want to go, that's like you picking a vote. So you want to go to YouTube, you subscribe to the YouTube. YouTube got to be at 1,500 followers in order for us to go live over there. Instagram, I want to be at least at 5,000 to go live over there, so everybody can be on the same page, and everybody makes, I'm making sure that everybody is able to see the content and able to see the lives the same way they see it on TikTok. All right, so YouTube or TikTok, whichever one, whichever one you see fit, it don't matter. But we're gonna go live somewhere. We're gonna be somewhere. We're going to go live somewhere. We're going to talk to each other somewhere. We don't know which one it is. I've never used YouTube, Instagram. I never used YouTube before, but I heard it's pretty good. I heard their lives are very interactive as well. So we're going to go live somewhere. We don't know what we're going to end up at. We just going to pray about it, and that's what it's going to be. All right? So y'all make sure y'all follow whichever one. I am Akira Rajane. All of them are the same. If you go to the links in my bio, go to my link tree, you'll be able to see all the links to stay connected with me. So please make sure you stay connected by all means necessary. All of the links are in my bio. Go to the link tree in my bio. It's over there. You hit the link tree and all of the links to stay connected with me are on there. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope each and every one of y'all have a great, great rest of your day. Stay positive. Stay in tune. Keep your head up. I'm proud of you and I love you. All right, so listen, if ain't nobody told you, I'm proud of you. Let me say it first. That's it. That's all. Bye, y'all.